Hey, what's up, guys? We're back with another NFL record prediction. Before I get started, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Only 12% of you guys are currently subscribed right now. We're also 4 away from 300 subscribers, so if you could really help me out and hit that subscribe button, that'd be awesome. Today we're predicting the Washington football team's record for 2021. I'm going to say right off the bat, you guys are a quarterback away. This is a damn good team. This is a damn good team. Um, and I mean, I'm a big fan of Taylor Heineke. He really impressed me in the playoffs last year. Um, I mean, even Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think, will be good enough to win, a good amount of games as well. I mean, he led the Dolphins to, 10 wins last year, and their roster isn't as good as the Washington football teams right now. I really liked the offseason Washington had. So, this is going to be a good prediction. So, week one, sorry about that, guys. Week one, we have the Chargers at football team. Um, I mean, Chargers are another team I'm really high on. I really like Justin Herbert. But you know what? This is quite possibly the best defense in the NFL. It's really freaking good. I I think Herbert's gonna struggle against it. I think the football team's gonna win this one. Week two, I actually have the football team splitting with the Giants. Giants are also a very, very defensive team and have a solid roster. I liked their weapons that they picked up this offseason. They have a really, really good secondary. I'm a big fan of that defense. But Daniel Jones is a big question mark for me, and that offensive line is a big question mark for me. So I'm just not quite sure how they're really gonna do. Um, but I mean, divisional games, especially in the NFC East, always go either way. They're always close games. So I'm giving that one to the Giants. Week three, we have the football team at the Bills. This could be a trap game. I think Washington could win this game. I'm going to give it to the Bills, though. I think the Bills are more stacked. I think they have a better offense with Josh Allen. But this isn't a game that I would necessarily bet on. Washington could really get after Josh Allen, and this could be a real upset. So definitely don't sleep on the football team. Then I'm gonna have them get back-to-back wins against the Falcons and Saints. I mean, Saints, I think are gonna. I think they'll still be around 8 to 10 wins, but they're gonna struggle a little bit without Drew Brees, and their defense is really aging. Um, I mean, I don't think the Saints are gonna be what they have been the past few years. So I'm giving this one to the Washington football team. Week six, this is a tough one for me as well. I think the Chiefs are going to be in a 13 to 14 win team again. Um, I'm giving this one to the Chiefs just because, I mean, with the Chiefs' upgraded offensive line, Patrick Mahomes shouldn't have to run for his life quite as much, even though I think Washington has the best defensive line in football. Um, I think this is a game that Patrick Mahomes is just he's gonna make magic happen and he's gonna win. But it could be similar to like I said, Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. This defense could really, really get after Mahomes. So, like, I want I want to mention every single loss that I give to Washington, I'm not really confident in. This defense is something that can make any quarterback struggle, any offense in general struggle. Like, if there was one team I would bet money on to be the best defense in the NFL in 2021, it would be Washington. I am a big fan of Washington's defense. Um, but yeah, I think the Chiefs pull this one out though. Then I'm going to give them back-to-back wins against the Packers and Broncos. Packers, I mean, I'm not banking on them having Aaron Rodgers. I think they'll either trade him or Rodgers will retire. That's I think that's what's gonna happen. Broncos, I'm not real high on the Broncos. I'm really not. I think Teddy Bridgewater's gonna struggle. Um, their defense, I was actually looking at some of their defensive stats from last year. It really wasn't that dominant. Most of their stats were like early 20s or so, like 20th in the league. Yeah, they didn't have Von Miller, and yeah, they did trade for Kyle Fuller and get Patrick Surtain. But I still wouldn't call the Broncos like a top 3 or 5 defense. I don't think they're at that level anymore. So I'm giving that one to the Washington football team. Week 10, this one might surprise some people. I'm giving this one to Washington. I think Washington gets their revenge on Tom Brady. I think the Bucks are going to be on a real hot streak at this point in the season and are going to be able to are going to basically be blindsided, and Washington's going to win. I think they'll cause issues for Tom Brady. Week 11. This is a tough one. I'm also pretty high on the Panthers this year. I think they could win 9 to 10, maybe even 11 games. I really do. I think they're a tough team with a really good defensive line, good coaches as well. But you know what? I'm going to give this one to the Washington football team. I think Washington... Okay, I'm going to say this as a Panthers fan as well. Washington's defensive line is too dominant for the Panthers' offensive line to really do much against. Panthers' offensive line may be one of the worst in football this year, and I think it's going to cause some issues for Sam Darnold. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets sacked 5 or 6 times in this game. This could be a rough game. That being said, I think it'll be a defensive game too. I think the Panthers will at least stay in the game most of it, but ultimately I'm giving this one to Washington. Week 12, I originally had the Seahawks winning this game, but after further thinking, the Seahawks tend to just kind of slow down later in the season. They always start out the season really, really hot, and then around mid-season kind of start to slow down. And their defense isn't that great. I think I'm actually going to give this one to Washington, if I'm being completely honest. Week 13, guys, I'm not a fan of the Raiders. I don't think they're... they completely tore apart the only good thing about the team besides Derek Carr. They completely destroyed that offensive line. That was the only good thing, aside from Derek Carr, on that team over the last few years. So I'm going to give that one to the football team as well. Week 14, I have the football team actually splitting with the Cowboys as well. I think Dallas is going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. So really a top 5 offense against a top 3, maybe the best defense. These are going to be fun games to watch. I'm really excited to watch them. So I think it's pretty fair that they split. Week 15, I originally had the Eagles splitting with Washington. I'm actually going to reverse that. I actually think football team is going to sweep them. I don't think the Eagles' offensive line is what it used to be. They still don't have phenomenal weapons. I'm not high on their head coach. I don't think their new head coach is going to be very great, if I'm being honest. And while I am a fan of Jalen Hurts, he's going to struggle against this type of defense. This is a fast, explosive, and hard-hitting defense. I think he could struggle against it. So overall, this gives the Washington football team a 13-4 record. Um, and again, even those four losses, I'm not real confident in. If I'm being honest, they could, if their quarterback play is good this year, like they could beat the Bills, they could beat the Chiefs, they could sweep the Giants, they could sweep the Cowboys. Like, there's not one of these losses that I would necessarily bet on. So I'm a big fan of Washington going in 2021. I think they're going to win a lot of games. So let me know your comments. Let me know your prediction in the comments section below. Again, please smash that like button, guys. I'm really close to 300 subs. Would really appreciate it. Let me know your prediction in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. Later.